It's story time. Welcome to another episode of Mr. Six Story Time. Episode 2. This episode of Batman the Dark Knight. Batman Dark Knight opened with the park on opening day in April 2022. So, a couple of days before opening day, they had us working, doing training and doing last day of training. So they got us in, started coming in on Tuesday, a couple of days before opening day. So I saw Batman, I saw the Brandon Coaster getting trained and getting tested. So I remember that Friday night, the night before opening day, the whole park had to come in and do a dry run. So everybody had to come in. That's mandatory. So we did a dry run. So after the dry run is we all had to test the rides and go through the safety checklist, then test the ride 3 times and like one of my attendants could do the ride. The dry run is like the day before we had to open, so we'll see how it feels like about the first opening day. So I remember the same night of the dry run, they had a private event at the Dark Knight Coaster. So the night of the dry run, they had a private event at the new Dark Knight Coaster. So I think they have food and meal, the news was there. So they rode this roller coaster. They was the first people to ride this new coaster. So the private event started at 7 p.m. and the private event was over about midnight. So all night long you hear people screaming. So like me and my co-workers kept on looking at the ride. I said I wish I could go on it. Couldn't, because he was working. So I said, man, I can't wait to try this ride. So my excitement was getting built. So the first time I rode Batman Dark Knight was like 2 weeks after opening day, because every weekend I was working. So they had the Batman the Dark Knight team member party for us 2 weeks after opening day. So they said, okay, we're gonna have a team member party for y'all on Saturday. So I remember that Saturday after the park closed about 7 that night, and the party started about 8. Man, I rode this coaster so many times. I rode this roller coaster like 50 times. It was so much fun. So much fun. Man, I had too much fun. Rode front seat, back seat, middle seat, side seat, middle seat, front row, second row, third row, last row. Rode with my boss, rode with my team members, rode with my supervisor. Then they was giving out free ice cream, had ice cream, soda, pizza. Man, I was having so much fun on this brand new ride. Sure, I was having so much fun that night. So that's the first time I rode the Dark Knight coaster. 2 weeks after opening day, because I was working at the park. Man, so much fun. So much fun on this brand new attraction at that year. Before I rode Batman Dark Knight, I did roll a forest coaster at Great Adventure called Medusa. So I always love Medusa. I love that coaster. And the Dark Knight coaster is like the second coaster I love. But this coaster is fun. I know it's not a big mega BM coaster, but this coaster still got a lot of action to it. It still runs smooth to me. Batman The Dark Knight will always have a place in my heart. Because I saw this ride getting built starting in the fall of 2001. And then I was there when the coaster opened. 2002, I was working at the park. This is from Colossus, the old Ferris wheel. Anytime I rode Colossus, you got a good view of the Dark Knight coaster. Sure, I still got the brochure of 2002 of the Dark Knight coaster. So this is the 2002 Dark Knight coaster, brand new for 2002. And see, that's the park guide map. I still got a lot of maps of the old map. But good time. I had a great time on this coaster. Great experience. And to this day now, I still ride it. Now, it's one of the best experiences I ever had. To work at Six Flags is one of the best experiences I ever did. You get team member nights, parties, you ride the rides for free, get free tickets for your friends. Great time. The year I worked there, Batman The Dark Knight was the opening year for the coaster. So it was a coaster of the year for us. At the time we had the fast lane before Flash Pass. Just bring back a lot of memories. This is a 2002 map. And here's the brand new attraction, Batman Dark Knight. So this is a 2002 map right here. I showed you the wrong map, sorry. But this is a 2002 map. The Dark Knight coaster is right here. Brand new coaster. You got Colossus. Got Hurricane Harbor. Mine Racer. You got Shipwreck Falls. Flashback. Tomahawk. You got Double Trouble. Chaos. So you see a lot of old rides from that summer season. And the old rides is not there anymore. You can see the spider. They took out a lot of old rides back then. And back then, the park used to be fun. It's still fun, but they had like all my favorite rides. Twister. I used to operate Twister. The log ride. I used to operate that. You see a lot of old rides not there anymore. So this is my Mr. Six story time, episode 2. I hope y'all liked the episode. Got more episodes coming up like this. Stay tuned. Like Mr. Six says, more flags, more fun. Six Flags.